Hello, and welcome to Lecture 9. We learned from the last lecture the importance of decision-making programs. In this lecture, we're going to show you an example of it. More specifically, we're going to build a password system. So let's get started. Let me first switch to the code. Since we have done this so many times already, I'm going to start with a pre-made frame. This frame should look relatively familiar to you. You create a window with root equals tk. You create a label with the label command. You create an entry box with the entry command. And you create a button with the button command. When the button is pressed, it calls the function getValue. Inside the function, it gets the value inside the entry box and prints it out. Let me quickly run this program so you can see what we have created. Okay, you see how here's the label we created? Below the label, we create an entry box. And lastly, we create a button at the bottom. When you press the button, it calls the function getValue and prints out whatever we have in the entry box. Pretty easy, huh? So if I type in the name Dale and press the button, you will see the name Dale pop up. int.get gets the value inside the entry box and equate it with the password. And lastly, we print out the password. We have done an identical code in one of the previous classes. Take a second to look at the code to make sure you understand it fine. Now that we have this structure, what we want to do is check if the password is correct. But first of all, what is the password?
Can I trust you with this information?
I don't know if I can trust you with this information.
Okay, quick. The password is...
the name of the female character in Seinfeld.
Anyway, with this password, we're going to be able to check if the password is correct. Instead of print pass out, we're going to check if it's correct. We will write this command. If password is equal to Elaine, then print out you have the correct password. Or else print out you don't have the correct password. Let's run the program and see the magic. Okay, if I type in my name Chieh, notice how I didn't get the correct password? What if I try the name Debbie or Carl? Notice how nothing worked. Now, we can try the correct password by typing Elaine. By now, you might be wondering why the equal sign, we have two of it, a double equal sign. You need two equal signs because we use the equal sign for something else. You see, when you use only one equal sign, it means that you're assigning a value to a variable. For example, if you write number equals to 4, this statement makes number equal to 4. This is called an assignment. You assign the number 4 to number. But if you have something like this, number double equals 4, now this becomes a question. Number equals to 4? True or false? If it's true, number equals to 4. If it's false, number doesn't equal to 4. Let's say we create a second number that equals to 2. Number 2 equals to 2. Now, if we check if the first number and the second number are equal, we will see that it returns false. Number equals to number 2. Notice since that they are different, it returns false. You want to make sure you pay attention to this since it will cause you very big problems in the future. So if you go back to the if statement, the if statement sees that if this expression is true or false, that's what it's checking. If it's true, then it keeps going. If it's false, then it jumps to else. Before I get sidetracked too much, Let me return to our Elaine program. Just printing out that we got the password is not that exciting. So why don't we make some changes to the buttons? If we get the right password, I say we make the button yellow. Yeah, yellow. This could be easily done with this command. Button background is equal to yellow. By the way, this command works for anything else you want to change. You start with the name of the button, what you want to change inside the brackets, and what you want to change to after the equate sign. So now, if we run the program, we will change the color of the button to yellow if we get the correct password. Let's run it and see. Now if we type the name Elaine into the password, it would change the color of the button to yellow. While we're on this subject, let me add a couple neat side features. For example, when I start the program, I need to move the mouse and click on the entry box first before I can type. This is really annoying. For me, personally, it's just too much work.
You are so lazy.
That was my mom. I just had to get that in there. So, for lazy people like me, we want to focus on the entry box automatically when we start the program. This command lets you do that. int.focus. Let's run the program and see what happens. Notice how now we don't need to move the mouse to click on it before we can type. This is automatically focused on the entry box. You might call me lazy, but hey, if every time you can save a quarter second going on to Google to search for something, you'll save a lot of time. Anyway, I also want you to notice that when we press the button, the password we typed in stay there. Sometimes we might just want to empty the entry box. This could be done easily with this command, delete, 0 to end. This command basically deletes what's inside the entry box, from position 0 all the way to the end. So if we run the program again now, we will delete what's inside the entry box when we press the button. Let's run the program. See how the entry box is automatically clear? Isn't it nice? Now that I have shown you how to delete the entry box, I might as well show you how to write stuff in them too. To write text directly into the entry box, we use this command, int.insert, 0, we'll write wrong password. The first argument, 0, determines where you want to insert a text. And the second argument says what you want to write into the text. So in this case, we're writing at the 0th position. We should probably empty the entry box before we write something in it. So I will put the delete statement in front of the insert statement. So let me explain to you the logic with this program. We'll read the password, check if the password is correct. If it's correct, we'll change the color of the button. If the password is wrong, we'll delete the entry box and print out wrong password. Clear enough? Well, if you don't get it, we'll run the program now so you see what I mean. See how if I get the correct password, the button will change into the yellow brick. Now, if I get the wrong password, it will now print I got the wrong password. Basically, the insert command, or they actually call methods, insert methods, inserts text into the entry box. Okay, we did a lot today. Let me give you a quick refresher. From the last class, we learned how to make decisions using the if statement. We learned that inside the if statement, we need double equal signs. From this, we create a password checker and made the password Elaine. We learned how to focus on the entry box because, well, we're lazy. And we learned how to insert and delete what's inside the entry box. All these we learned in less than 10 minutes. Good job. So for your homework, I want you to write an email sign-in account. You need to put in the correct email address as well as the password in order to get in the email system. Instead of programming the entire email server, which is kind of hard, just change the color of the button to blue or something. It's a lot of work to program an email server. The key here is that now you have two entry boxes to manage. In order for you to enter the email server, you need to get entry 1 and entry 2, both of them correctly. Try this out, because in the future, you might want to lock people out of your program. Good luck with it. This is all the time we have for today, and this is Chieh. Until next time.